I guess let's get right into it because I've been waiting to talk about it all week. I was messaging people like, do you have any other topics I can talk about? Because all I've been consumed with is that Bill Burr is a lol cow now, like legitimately. He's spiraling. He's melting down. And I say this with no exaggeration. He is handling this as well or worse than Brendan Schaub would have. Like, I'm not exaggerating. Like, that's the level of spiraling we're dealing with Bill Burr. And I say this for anyone that doesn't know. I was the last defender on the Burr ship. I was defending him as recently as a few weeks ago when Craig and I were talking about his politics. I do not give a fuck who he voted for or any of that bullshit. I did not think that those were signs that he had changed. This is so insanely hypocritical, what he is doing. It's amazing that he himself is not pointing it out. You would think this would be a Bill Burr bit, how ridiculously hypocritical this is. And the reason he is getting more shit than everyone else on that Riyadh Comedy Festival, and the reason he deserves to get more shit on the Riyadh Comedy Festival stuff, is because Aziz Ansari did not stake his reputation on fighting against billionaires and corporate greed. And you can't say anything anymore, dude. Mm-hmm. And all that bullshit. Like these people weren't that. Like Dave Chappelle is, I think, a devout Muslim. That's why I'm not like, what? Dave Chappelle went over there. Bill Burr is a guy who the things he stood on, this is directly spitting in the face of that and shitting all over the fans that believed in him and admired and respected him for all these years. And he does not give a fuck about that, as is on display on his podcast and on Conan's podcast and everywhere he's speaking. So let's get into these clips. This is from Monday's podcast. So this is really interesting. Bill Burr does an hour-long show. He's done it for 15, 16, 17 years. A long time. He's been doing this podcast with the exact same format. For half the episode, he'll go on a rant about whatever's bugging him that week. And then he'll do ads, and then he'll answer your questions. Monday's episode was about half the length of a usual episode, like 29 minutes or so, because he literally didn't answer questions because they were all about Saudi Arabia. Mm-hmm. And he will explain why, as we'll hear.
It's not going so good in my neck of the woods. I'll tell you that. The sanctimonious is sanctimonian.
Ugh.
Key word on the monian.
Can I tell you something about sanctimonious? How about people that for 15 years talked about the banks and how they're ruining everything and they're out to get us? Is that sanctimonious? Because that's a lot of the shit I'm hearing and seeing in your comment section, Bill. It's kind of the same thing. It's like all these people that were like-minded and believed in the same stuff as you. Now they're like, hey, you're doing that, Bill. And he's like, so sanctimonious.
Jesus. All right, here's the deal. You guys are asking me, obviously, a ton of questions about the absolute controversy, all right? Here's the deal. I have no problem answering any of them. The problem I have...
I just won't.
After I
just will not do it.
I'd love it. I'm not going to do it, though. And he's doing these little things, like right there where you heard the absolute controversy. He's doing these things that got his audience on board forever when there was fake outrage. Mm-hmm. This is not fake outrage. Mm-mm. These are his fans. People that, if there was some bullshit thing against Bill Burr, these people would have gone to bat for him. And I'll say this about even guys like Craig that like turned on Burr and were like, fuck his politics and all that.
Even guys like me.
Guys like you. You're the poster boy for this.
I was right.
This is a compliment that I'm giving. Right. If Bill Burr was being railroaded, I think guys like Craig would have gone to defend him. Absolutely. You know what I mean? Like, if there was some bullshit thing that people were propagating against Bill Burr, his audience would have had his back. Mm-hmm. Go read the comment section of this. These are all people that are heartbroken. They're like, Bill, I believed in you. And all we want is an explanation. Like, there's no... We'll play Aziz's comments on Kimmel later. We played Louis on Bill Maher last week. I think those guys are bullshitting a little bit. Well, Neither Louis and Aziz didn't mention the amount of money they got.
Right.
They weren't like, oh, we were paid a fucking boatload of money. So they're bullshitting a little bit, but they gave us something.
Mm-hmm.
They were like, hey, we thought maybe it's a good cause and we could do this and that. And I don't know how I feel about it. And I know it's complicated. They acknowledge that it's complicated. Bill Burr gets on multiple podcasts and is like, this fake outrage. Like he thinks he's going to win us over with the same bullshit he's been spewing that obviously he doesn't believe in. That's the tragic thing about this is now, like, go back and watch every Bill Burr special and it's all predicated on shit he doesn't believe in. Like, that's the tragic thing.
Well, that's the other thing too, is like, he can't give an excuse that's going to stop this.
No, I'll tell you the excuse that would have stopped it. I did it for a bunch of money.
No, but that's the thing, is he can't, because
now he really can't. You're right.
Well, he really couldn't before because of the people who are giving him the money is who he's against his entire fucking career.
No, I agree with that. But there's something to be said. Like, we'll talk about Tim Dillon later too.
Mm-hmm.
I genuinely think that Tim Dillon's like a genius. I think he may have had this figured out from the beginning, based on what I'm hearing for what he was paid.
Well, he went over there, he would have got stoned to death.
Yes, and if Bill Burr went on and said, "I'm taking the Saudi Arabian money from these fucking monsters," like if he went off on them, and then like Tim Dillon wasn't allowed to go over there, or video came out where he's treating them like Philly, you know what I mean? How great would that be? If Bill Burr was in Saudi Arabia, Jamal Khashoggi, what'd you do to him? 6 minutes. You fucking sent Muhammad Atta over here. Bullshit. I got 4 minutes left. I'm not getting off. If he went over there and did that, that'd be awesome. And we'd be like, Bill, you never changed. Listen to here. If you want to hear sanctimonious, listen to this self-righteous asshole.
Answer them. It all gets clipped. And then once it gets clipped, then the lies start getting told, or they start shaping it and making it this and making it that. So all I'm doing is just throwing another log on the fire, and then they can make more money. No, I'm sorry. Well, no, because they care so much.
How
not
dare you? This is about money for us. This is about money for the people talking about it. I know, Bill. I know it was a top 3 experience of your life.
No, it wasn't.
I know it was really amazing to go over there and find out there was a Chili's. I know that was monumental.
Oh my God.
Where did you put the money? Did you give it to some sort of human rights foundation? I know one that you're not allowed to give to. Like, where did all the money go? And the only defense I've seen for Burr is I've seen people go, hey, he's got kids, he's paying for their college with this, whatever. Bill Burr could have made this up in 3 weeks.
Bill Burr shows that every dime he made from that festival went to like a 9/11 memorial. Right. That's the only way out of this, I think. Not even now. But.
And Aziz tried to, and they're like, no, we told you, assholes, not to do this.
He tried.
But like, just, I guess, what's the next clip?
Skip this one?
Oh, no, I'm sorry. Keep going. I didn't know there was more left.
Making money.
Money.
But I do have to tell you, this is fascinating because I've never been in the middle of one of these fucking things. And my whole life, when I watch the news, not every fucking news stories, but there's been a lot of shit where you watch it going like, yeah, I don't know. Kind of seems like that kind of fucking. So to finally be in the middle of it and the level of like straight up lies.
Okay. So the media does that. That's kind of my whole thing is calling that out. I don't know if you're familiar, Craig. I've spent a lot of time talking about that. How the media twists your words and takes things out of context to shape a narrative and all that. I'm obsessed with that topic. I've talked about it many, many times. And I know it's a topic that Burr has talked about a lot as well. I haven't seen anyone do that with Bill Burr. The only people I've heard talk about this Bill Burr stuff are former fans of his that are like, what the fuck is he doing? I haven't seen anyone twist. The only person I've heard twist things is Bill Burr, who we're about to hear. He's completely changed what people are criticizing him for. So let's continue. I'll let him explain.
Freedom of speech.
By the way, I know I will stop this a lot. The whole go listen to the Monday morning podcast if you want to hear it without commentary.
So like these stories of like there was no women there, he just performed to the Royals. By the time they're done with that shit, they're gonna say I went over there and did a one-on-one show in a fucking tent, staring at my toes, and then I left.
Nobody said this.
Guy, whoever the
No. Nobody said there were no women over there. First of all, the list of comedians had Whitney Cummings and Jessica Kirson on it.
I was surprised by that, to be honest with you.
Which one?
That there were women on it.
On the event.
The only people that like actually taking a stand for change are the women comics.
Right. Yeah, that's where they're all like, well, Jessica Kirson went over there. It's like, good for her.
It's wild she survived.
What about you that thought Bill Burr legitimately said, when I landed over there, I thought they would be wielding machetes saying death to America. And it's like, and you still went?
That's what I mean.
That's what you thought their beliefs were? And you were like, I got a few yucks for you guys.
It is over there, right? Once again, I performed in an arena over there in the round. There was 8,000 people at the show. Okay.
Congratulations.
Citizens. And then they had diplomats sitting down front in a nerve-wracking way for the performer.
Why? Why was it nerve-wracking?
Bill Burr's the victim here, Mike. You didn't know this?
Why was it nerve-wracking? It sounds like a great time. They got Chili's and Taco Bell over there.
Oh my God.
The diplomats, you go over there, you rub nosies with them. Remember that bit, Burr? You fucking hack.
You know.
I shouldn't say hack.
You didn't talk
genius
about
comedian. Not in this
case. That's why it hurts so much.
I know.
Things that they said that they negotiated down to not talk about. Once again, as I said before, whoever put together the comedy festival and everything, what it did for freedom of speech over there, because like before it started, you couldn't talk about all of this stuff. And then they whittled it down to just that.
You won't even say what you couldn't talk about.
Religion. Oh.
He won't even say the things he can't. He won't even say it now on American soil. Like he's petrified of these people still, it seems.
He hasn't gotten paid yet. That has to be it.
That's what a lot of people are speculating. Like, this sounds like a guy who is waiting for the other half of the check to clear or something.
And he needs to go off once the money comes through and explain.
What good does that do?
But explain he went for the money. Explain he was talking like that because it hasn't cleared yet.
I gotta say that can't be it though, because Aziz, we're gonna play the Aziz Kimmel thing. Like Aziz says some stuff that I would imagine, like I would imagine they wouldn't love. He at least acknowledges what's happening over there. You know what I mean? Why can't Burr do that?
He's like also in a different spot too, because like if you look at the lineup, I'm like, well, that makes sense. He's going over there, and he even says he's got family over there. Like it's different for him.
And on Bill Maher, they brought up. I guess Chappelle said something while he was over there, like there's more freedom of speech here than there is in the U.S. or something.
Oh, fuck off!
And Louis goes, well, that's obviously ridiculous. You know what I mean? Like they were honest about it. Bill is not being honest about this, or he's moving there. Those are pretty much the option. He had such a great time that he's packing up the kids and they're heading to Riyadh, or he's just straight up lying.
If you truly care about stuff like that, you gradually move towards something more positive. All right? I mean, and I have to tell you, all right, all of this sanctimonious shit out there, I'm going to tell you something right now. I saw...
Again.
In 33 years of stand-up, I've never seen anybody with bigger balls. And I'm not going to say the name of the comedian, even though you're going to figure it out. But I'm just trying not to get anybody else this fucking shit coming at him.
Jessica Kirson
went on over there, openly gay. And in the middle of the set, two of the...
Can I tell you? You want to talk about sanctimonious? I've seen her get a lot of shit. People are critical of Jessica Kirson. I don't care that she was over there. Because Jessica Kirson has never preached to me over and over again about greed and how big does your yacht need to be, and slamming Mariah Carey and Beyonce. We've all seen that clip of him talking about Mariah Carey, Beyonce, and Usher performing for Gaddafi's kids. That's what I guess he's trying to spin. He's like, people are saying I've just performed for the Diplomat because they're playing that clip. It's like, no, they're acknowledging the hypocrisy of the statement, Bill. Where you're like, how much money do you need? You called them whores. Jessica Kirson has never done that. I don't know. Literally, there's a clip, and people are using it to like shame Jessica Kirson. But there's a clip from We Might Be Drunk where Norman and Marill are talking about possibly going to Riyadh. And she goes, oh, I would do that. She goes, I don't think I would do any gay jokes. Like, which kind of flies in the face of what everyone is saying her performance was. She goes, I wouldn't do any gay jokes, but I don't give a fuck about that because Jessica Kirson has never pretended to be anybody. She's probably someone that got paid more than she gets in 6 months of comedy. And she was like, yeah, what the hell? I'll go over there and do it. I don't have some principle to stand against that. I'm not some indignant person who's like, fuck, intolerant to no matter what the situation is. I don't have enough thoughts about Saudi Arabia to really dig my heels in on it. The reason Burr is hypocritical is because the way he's handling this flies in the face of everything he's ever presented himself as.
To go to the bathroom, and this person said, hey, where are you going? Are you going to go on Grindr? I mean,
oh my God.
Whoa.
Oh my God. They said Grindr.
I haven't seen anybody.
Did she mention Jamal Khashoggi? Did she mention beheadings? I don't even know what Bill's argument here is.
I will say, to be fair, doing that joke there as a woman who is gay,
sure,
is like fire the jet up before I tell this joke.
Sure. I guess I'm surprised she wasn't able to do that. But if you want to talk about freedom of speech and all the stuff they're acknowledging, hey, they acknowledged gay people. Good for them. Tim Dillon talked about beheadings. Said for the right amount of money, he'd behead Jessica Kirson for being gay. Like, he talked about all this stuff and was thrown off the event. How do you explain that, Bill, if you want to talk about freedom of speech? They heard the jokes that Tim Dillon was going to make and said, you are no longer welcome here. So they obviously acknowledge those jokes, not the joke that Jessica Kirson got away with, or the joke about the gay guy at your gym that you got to get away with. Talk about the real stuff that Tim Dillon mentioned and was thrown off the event. Why aren't you acknowledging that? Because it doesn't make you look good?
I have the balls to say that.
Yeah, and also I don't get why this is a defense for him too, because this sounds like she did what she was supposed to do and you still didn't.
Right.
Because
Bill even he's like, I don't even know if I can mention the gay guys at the gym. It's like, well, what are you doing over there? Because now they're spinning it as we were on a mission for free speech. Bill Burr is like, I went over there to progress them forward in speech. But by his own admission, he's like, I don't know if I'm allowed to joke about gay stuff, whatever. Well, I thought they had you over there so you could joke about those things. So the diplomats, your buddies, the diplomats, could all be like, we're tolerant now. Aren't we great? We're woke. Saudi Arabia goes woke.
Next, we have Not Afraid.
Oh, good. This guy. He's fierce. He's not afraid of anybody, Bill Burr, except it seems Saudi Arabian diplomats. But other than that, he's not afraid of fucking anybody.
Joe War in the comments says Jessica is signed to All Things Comedy. That's something to think about.
Yeah. By the way, you know who's not signed to All Things Comedy? Ari Shaffir. Wonder why that is. It's weird. His last episode was right around the time that Kobe Bryant passed away. I don't know why that would be. Strange.
What we did over there wasn't even on TV. However, what everybody's complaining about was on TV the week before.
I have no idea what he's I couldn't figure out what he was talking about there.
He's just losing his mind.
I can't even respond to that. I don't know what he meant.
On a different event, and nobody said anything. So, does
he truly not realize what he's doing? Like, who's in his right mind does he think this is gonna sway?
I don't know. It doesn't seem to be working. Like, I look at the comments and they're all people. Maybe that'll die down in a few weeks. They're bots, as he says. They're all bots in his comment section. But it seems like disenfranchised fans of his that have turned on him. The comment section is pretty wild. Will that die down in a few weeks? Maybe. He's got a big enough audience now where he will still... There are enough people that don't even know this is happening. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like diehard comedy fans are really into this subject right now. But Bill Burr is a big enough audience that there's a large percentage of people that don't even know this festival is going on. Never mind that he was there.
That's the difference between.
So he'll still sell tickets, but I believe he's lost more money. He canceled gigs, by the way.
Did he really?
I guess that's all because of all of us sanctimonious people.
Did he really?
Oh yeah, canceled all his live dates coming up.
No shit.
So, by my estimation, he's lost the money that he made over there.
Yeah.
Like he played Fenway Park here in Boston. Conservatively, that's a $3 million night.
Oh yeah.
And I don't know what that costs to. I don't know what his end is that he's paying, but like, let's split it in half. That's $1.5 million. What the amount that he made in one day. So I don't really get. It didn't seem like a big enough payday to be worth all this hassle.
Between being a $1 billion conglomerate and being an independent contractor.
Sorry, go back a little bit. He's going to tell us why he's much more noble than the evil Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos, and these evil people are much different than him.
And nobody said anything. So, and that's the difference between being a $1 billion conglomerate and being an independent contractor. It's kind of like, how if you go back to like, I don't want to talk anymore about it, but like I said, like
because I can't think of a good example because there isn't one.
Oh man.
It's kind of like, geez, the more I think about it, I really don't want to talk about this.
He got slipped a note from his lawyer. Like, shut the fuck up.
It's greedy when corporations do it, not when I do it, because fuck, I got nothing. I'm usually pretty good at these.
I'm not afraid of any of these questions. I would love to answer them. Mm-hmm. It's just that
just not gonna.
The way that it is being used. And my favorite thing, I did a couple of sets last night, and I didn't run into any of the special ones when I was down there, but I'm really looking forward to that when I do.
What's that?
Because I know this is how this shit goes down.
I think he's talking about like Mark Maron and David Cross here.
The special ones?
I think that's what I'll have to hear the rest of the clip, but I believe because he's very vague, but he's like, oh, what I would say to them. I think he's talking about Maron specifically, maybe David Cross. I don't know how you refute what David Cross said and slough it off as just like a jealous guy or whatever. Like David Cross made some good points. Maron has a history of being jealous, so maybe that's who he's talking about.
Yada, yada, yada is said over here. And then when you run into the person face to face, this is what's always said. Hey, man. Hey, man. Hey, man. How's it going, man? Just checking in on you, man. Are you doing okay, man? That fucking bullshit.
Shut the fuck up, Bill.
So he's saying, like, if he ran into Maron or David Cross, they wouldn't say it. They'd be like, hey, how's it going? Which, like, I mean, maybe that's true. Doesn't really make what Maron said wrong. And by the way, Maron didn't shit on Burr specifically. He said, from the people that brought you 9/11. It's a funny line.
Mm-hmm.
And David Cross said, I don't know David Cross personally. He does not seem like a guy that gives a fuck what you think of him.
He does not. And
what he said was, he didn't shit on those guys. He said, Dave, Bill, Jim, who I assume is Jim Jeffries, and Louie. He's like, these were like peers and people I respected. And they disappointed me. So you're taking that as just like shit talk? Like, oh, he's just jealous. No, he's I think David Cross is doing all right and gave a real opinion. Was he jealous of Larry the Cable Guy when he went off on him? I don't think so.
But if no matter what the behavior is, but you just know a person, so you just expect it.
It's
so
got to
it
be
doesn't bug you. That's kind of how it is. So I sort of expect that. And oh my God. Do you know what I did yesterday to fucking calm me down for the amount of bullshit out there? The fucking roast jokes that I wrote yesterday was as an exercise.
Oh man. Let's hear him, Bill.
I had a real good time doing that. Okay, but I will toe the line that the reason that, you know, yeah, I'm going to shut up now. There you go. There's for your fucking news cycle. Now go twist all of that around. But just remember, there was women at the show.
Would report that?
That's a guy, by the way, that's a guy who's not afraid. We just watched a guy who goes, I'm not afraid of nothing. And then he goes, I wrote some things. Well, I'm going to toe the line, actually, and I'm not going to say anything about it. But I'm not afraid. Just I want that on record. I'm not afraid. I'm just not going to respond to this. And not out of fear, out of bravery. This is very brave what I'm doing by not saying anything, not giving my point of view on this, not refuting anything anyone is saying. No one has distorted his words. Go listen to the podcast. I encourage you to listen to the entirety of the podcast. It will only make you sadder.
Cases were not covered. Smoke shows down front. 8,000 citizens is what I performed in front of. And then I had the teachers looking at me while I did it.
Yeah. The citizens aren't the ones we had a problem with.
The teachers, AKA terrorists.
I don't know anyone that saw this story and was like, how could they perform for the citizens of Saudi Arabia? No one thought the oppressed were the problem. They thought the teachers you're referring to, the people that were staring you down, those are the ones that hired you. Those are your business partners, Bill. That's what you're ignoring. The teachers were staring. Don't call them teachers. Those are your business partners. That's who brought you over there, not the citizens. That's what people have an issue with.
If you had Bill's response to all this before you went over there, and you showed it to him, he'd be like, I would never fucking say that.
Right. That's a great point. If you were like, hey, Bill, this is what you say in response to a controversy. Would go, that's fucking ridiculous.
Or if better yet, it'd be like, Anonymous said this. What do you think?
Oh, what a fucking pussy.
Yeah.
Did in a country that had just been hit by 2 fucking missiles, 3 missiles, whatever the fuck it was. So, I'm going to go with the fact that people really, the reason you didn't go, not because you were scared shitless.
So this has to be an attack on Shane?
That would be very stupid.
How else do you take that?
Let me rewind.
The people that didn't go over there, I'm going to assume you didn't go, not because you were scared shitless. The only one that I know that was offered and turned it down was Shane Gillis. Actually, shout out Mike Cannon. He also turned it down because he had a gig. He said he was going to open for DiStefano, but he couldn't go.
I'm at the cellar that night. I can't go to.
Yeah. So thank God, Mike Cannon, you've never made a better call in your life.
Well, I did it. And I also connected in a country that had just been hit by 2 fucking missiles, 3 missiles, whatever the fuck it was. So, I'm going to go with the fact that people really, the reason you didn't go, not because you were scared shitless, because we all were. So and I get it if you were.
Why is that?
So anyway,
who else would that be? The reason you didn't go is not because you were scared shitless. I don't want to be accused of being the media distorting his words, but I'm just like, that has to be Shane, right?
Yeah, but like he clearly didn't go because of political.
No, he was terrified.
Oh, that's right. He peed his pants.
A private plane. Oh God! Oh, I don't want to dine with princes. It's too scary.
So that's why I'm not answering your shit. Just hang in there for a minute, and when the bots get everybody mad at something else, I'll answer any and all fucking questions.
Oh yeah. I think in 3 weeks he's gonna. You know what I think is gonna happen in 3 weeks when this dies down. I think Bill's gonna bring Saudi Arabia back up and go. All right, this is from Jim in California. He says, "How's the blood money, Billy Burka?" I want to respond to this.
I like that he thinks his fans being pissed at him is bots.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's all bots. Yeah. He says that on Conan too. We'll get to that.
Sir. And as long as you're able to take an honest look at your own backyard, yeah, you'll see. You'll see. Anyway, all right.
Yeah, we're just not being honest. We're not being honest.
We got some dialogue.
Bullshit that is going on. And like I said, I apologize to you guys because I really would love to answer your fucking questions.
No, I just can't. Damn it.
I just
Damn. Hey, give me those questions. Oh, they're under lock and key. No, you know what? I'm the boss here at Monday Morning Podcast. Give me those questions. Oh, they've all been deleted. Damn. All right, guys, send your questions back in because I want to answer them so badly. I just can't.
And it's also a really interesting dialogue about the whole thing, about the whole world, about all of this stuff.
I don't understand. Why could Louis answer the questions? Why could Aziz answer the questions? I don't.
They have a little bit of integrity there, Mike.
They're on the same level.
Here's what it is. In reality, in a nutshell, whatever, Bill Burr knows what he's doing. He knows he's doing everything the opposite of what he's always preached, and he's trying to save face. And that is it.
That's the really sad thing. Because if you want to talk about like words getting twisted and like, I would say Burr and Louis are essentially the same level of fame and popularity, right? More or less.
Before this,
yeah,
I would say Bill was ahead of him at this point.
Okay, but not crazy. Like,
no.
If Louis didn't get canceled, Louis would probably be bigger.
Oh, yeah. Louis actually is like the one that actually got smoked by cancellations.
And Aziz, I could argue Aziz is much more famous. Like Aziz was on a hit television show for years, then had his own hit show. Like,
yeah,
Aziz,
but that Facebook thing really fucked him.
It did. But my point being is these are like similar levels of guys.
Yeah.
Right? We can argue over who's first, but like similar levels of guys. Why aren't people twisting what Aziz said or what Louis said? Why are people actually kind of like praising them?
Because they kind of acknowledged it.
Yeah, I think that might be it, Craig. You're getting onto it.
I think a little bit of acknowledgement. And like, the hat tip, that's kind of like, I took it for the money.
Like even the words Bill says where he's like, I'm going to toe the line for your masters in Saudi Arabia. Is that literally who you're referring to or what?
The puppet masters.
It's sad to watch.
It's terrible.
And I'm not joking. Like Brendan Schaub would not have handled this worse. He might have handled this poorly.
He'd be like, I took the money, Papa.
Yeah, Brendan might have handled it better.
Yes. He's honest to a fault.
Come on, guy. You wouldn't take that bag, B?
He's like, I can't believe we only sold 2 tickets to this show.
The diplomats got up and walked out, guy.
Lefty Righty in the chat is speculating that Bill Burr he's under the Mossad's control.
I mean, it seems like that, but
I mean, that actually makes sense.
Yeah, but why aren't the others? That's what I don't get.
Because he's the one. He's the funnest to flip.
I'm the chosen one, dude.
But, I just don't trust that it's not going to get twisted up again. Bring more heat on me, bring more heat on other people. And then just, whatever. It's the first time I've ever been in like this situation where I have to like keep my fucking mouth shut. And it's really fucking annoying.
What about all the free speech you went over there to fight for? Why are you keeping your mouth shut?
There is going to be a time.
There's no free speech.
Is there going to be a fucking place?
Oh, man. Now I'm a little scared. I hope it's okay to talk about this. Listen to the tough guy act where he's like, I swear to God, one of these days.
He's going to open for Portnoy on the night of hate. Let me tell you something about John Deere 7825.
How many Jews need to die?
On this bullshit, believe me.
He's more mad about this than the comments about his wife.
To be fair, I think when he says bring more heat on me, bring more heat on other people, I assume he is talking about his wife. Like, people going after his wife, I genuinely don't get that. I'm sure you think like she ruined his career or whatever. He's a grown man. Blame him.
Sure. No, for sure. But I mean, like, there's definitely correlation between his policy and his.
But that's on him.
Correct.
Who gives a fuck? You don't trace the lineage of how anyone else gets to that. You know what I mean? Like he got, however he is, he got there on his own. He's an adult man.
what I'm saying is he's more upset about getting asked these questions than the people talking shit about his wife.
He mentions it on Conan too.
Does he?
Yeah.
All right, let me do some of the reads here for the week.
That's great. I love that it goes right into ads.
The question I'm getting is about this fucking shit that I can't, for whatever fucking reason, say what actually happened over there without it getting twisted into a bunch of crap. So anyway, let's plow ahead here. All right,
he knows.
QUO.
He knows the truth is just going to be bad.
It didn't get twisted into a lot of crap, Bill. People were like, hey, Bill. And by the way, I'm sure a lot of people did not have an open mind about it, but people like me that were like fans of his had an open mind. And I was like, well, I was literally ready to fight Craig again, where I was like, well, Bill's going to defend himself and I'm going to eat up everything he says. Bill's going to have a good defense for this and I'm going to have to give Craig the business on this. And then he came back from Riyadh and goes, you wouldn't believe it. There's a fucking Chili's over there. Everything's cool, man. It's all copacetic. There's a Taco Bell.
If he came back and was like, it was terrifying. I'm glad I did it. I won't do it again. That could have been a good defense.
Anything would be better than this. People were like, hey, Bill, you accepted blood money in a country that uses slavery and silences women and punishes gay people for how they were born. How do you respond? The fucking KFC was terrific, dude. It was next to an Applebee's. Can you believe it?
This is the last clip from that. Him talking about other comedians.
If you run into me, I'll answer your question. And then some. Oh, and then some.
Oh, he'll talk about it. Listen, he's not afraid. He'll just talk about it with you privately. If you run into Bill Burr just in public, just out. Like, if you're at a restaurant and you talk to him about it, he's not going to mind. He'll react. He'll go, oh, sit down. Let me tell you.
I'm on such a heater of being right.
I don't agree. I think this is drastically different than every other Bill Burr case we've talked about, but
I knew this was in there before this happened, though.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
You know, you work for some news outlet, because then I know what you're going to do with it. You know what? I should save all of these fucking roast jokes. I can't do it because I have a thing that I just won't take.
This is so embarrassing.
It's sad. This is sad. Why I could. What I could do to you right now, you don't even want to see.
I could call you gay in a very clever way that you didn't see coming.
I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it because I'm so not afraid. But
God,
it's embarrassing to watch.
Yep.
I can't burn down another a fellow comedian. I can't do it, but I definitely have some roast jokes.
For who?
It's got to be Marin or Shane, right?
Yeah, please. Please open both of those doors.
Bring out the dogs, baby.
Open both of those doors.
Unleash the dogs.
Because Marin will just torch him and not be funny about it, but that will be funny in itself.
Yeah.
And if he did, oh man, if this is this gone around that he's talking about Shane? Like, have you seen
I'm the only, I haven't heard anyone else say it. I'm just, I can't figure out who he's talking about because Marin didn't criticize Burr directly, neither did Shane. But he can't be talking about David Cross. It wouldn't make any sense.
No, I think he is talking about Shane partially, but like, oh my God, I hope they fucking.
The only reason I think he's talking about Shane is because he's like, oh yeah, I'm sure you didn't go over there because of your beliefs. And Shane's the only one I know that was offered.
Yeah, and turn it down.
Right.
Oh,
fake laugh.
Oh, okay.
Fake laugh.
Oh my God. I'm thinking about Mike Tyson when he was biting his glove when he was fighting that YouTuber. All right.
Oh man.
All right. That is a podcast, everybody. For those of you listening, thank you for listening. Obviously we'd be listening.
See, he's like nervous. It's weird to see him in this condition.
I don't like it.
It's uncomfortable.
I don't like it at all.
That's the thing is like I'm trying to get across. It's sad for me to do this. I was a diehard Bill Burr fan. I was the last fucking passenger on the Titanic. And he shoved me off.
Yeah, On the John is correct in the chat. He just wrote "hold me back" in all caps.
Oh, Hold me back. No one's around him. He said, come on, hold me back.
Someone hold me back or I'll roast you.
He's literally in an empty room.
Let's get some of these super chats at this halftime moment before the other half of Bill Burr.
Okay.
Getty Van Halen, $5. Hey, Mike, I thought Bill Burr was hilarious back in the day. Don't you think he sold out a while ago, though? That's been our argument.
Yeah, I don't like. I don't see his criticism of like Elon Musk or whatever. I don't see that as the same as this. I think it's very different. We talked about it last week, but
my whole point with all that has always been he would go on the night shows and he'd make jokes about it, not just have very serious commentary.
I don't fully agree with that, but my thing is I'm not going to spend too much time arguing with you because you turned out to be right. You know, I got there eventually, so maybe there was something I was missing or whatever. But
Bill Burr, David Collins, I got to open up the books on Patton Oswalt again. Fun, okay, $2. I think he means snogging.
Okay, yes, it's you.
Yeah, I get it. Chris Primer, $2. I hope he leans into this and goes anti-America. He kind of
already great. I might be back on board if he does that. I'm a terrorist now, dude.
He wears a turban on stage from now on. Dawn Fried Chicken, this will be great. $5. The weirdest part about Craig's vacation is that he took my daughter with him, but not his own. What the heck's the big idea, Craig?
This guy as a father is remarkably lax.
I know. Mickey LD Sec, $20. I don't know. So Epstein Island has good snorkeling spots. Shut the fuck up.
Thank you very much, buddy.
I spent all that time trying to get his name right for that.
Kind donation.
Suburban Tug Time, $5. What else is Craig right about? As I just said, Patton Oswalt.
Age of consent. A lot of things.
Chad's missing upper lip, $2. Why did Carl shame you out of the soundboard?
Carl shame me out of the soundboard. Oh, you mean?
Did he call you gay for playing sounds?
I don't know. Maybe I forgot about it. Or maybe he's talking behind my back. I don't know.
Wow. Hamilton Burger, $2. I look forward to Bill Burr's F is for Fatwa.
That's very good.
That's
the title, probably.
I was just going to say that's the title of the show.
Well, thank you, sir.
That was unbelievable.
I hadn't heard that yet. I don't know if that's been used a lot on Reddit or anything, but that's very funny.
That is hilarious. Colostomy Stephen Cunt, $10. He's back. The Sultan of 6-year-olds, the champion of children, Crackers.
Yes. Very exciting.
People spend $10 to call me a pedophile.
It's a nice life.
Flatbush Tommy, $2. We all don't have Club Soda Kenny to hide behind.
That's the thing. So here's the thing that we got lost on, because Craig and I would debate Bill Burr on like certain issues. I was telling Craig stories that I've heard of why Bill Burr is a sellout for an entirely different reason.
Mm-hmm.
I just didn't think the reasons people were citing, I didn't relate to them. But like I said, check when Ari Shaffir was kicked off All Things Comedy.
Mm-hmm.
There may be a story there. Check how Bill Burr treated Anthony, which, by the way, I may have defended Burr for that, where it's like, if someone's talking about your wife, it's a personal thing. But like Bill Burr sat Anthony down and was like, I can't have a relationship with you professionally anymore. Like he is a sellout at his core.
Mm-hmm. Saudi Bill, very funny picture. $2. I like how the guy on the right covers his face.
Is that me?
I think so.
Here's my face.
You're on the right of the screen.
Huh. Is my face covered?
No.
Oh, okay.
Neither is mine, so I don't know.
I guess with a beard, I do.
Me too, then? I don't All right.
Let's bang through these. Do we have any more? Because let's move on.
Two more.
Okay, hurry up.
I'm sorry, all these people are paying you.
Move it.
Rock Orb 2002, $5. Those were teachers at near. I'm going to read this before I say it out loud. Okay. Those were teachers at nearby madrasas, teaching kids that non-Muslims are infidels. It's probably accurate. And lastly, Ben Boolin, $5. Craig has gay glasses. All right.
Yeah. Well, they're very stylish. Craig, he's peacocking.
That's right.
All right, let's back to this. So these are the Too Lazy to Try clips, right?
Yeah, with Conan.
Yeah, so he did a show with Conan. Shout out to Too Lazy to Try for posting some of these. And I saw other people doing it. I saw Unique do it as well and others. But Bill Burr, I assume it was scheduled before. But Bill Burr was Conan's special guest at like a live show that he did. And these are some of the things he said there. So Bill is doing an odd thing where he's like, I can't answer your questions, but I'm going to talk a lot about this. I'm worried about the media, distorting my words and twisting things. I'll talk about it a lot, but the only thing I can't answer are questions from the fans. Like, that's kind of a weird place to be. But Conan gave him a softball interview. I saw people shitting on Conan for this. I got to give Kimmel credit. Kimmel asked Aziz like a legitimately good question.
Yes, he did.
Whereas Conan took like the soft way out. Conan was like, I notice people aren't getting as much shit as you because you're more famous than them. Like I said, Conan was getting a lot of flack for this. That's kind of who Conan is. I'm not expecting Conan to be Diane Sawyer, but it was a little disappointing that like he didn't have a grip on reality. But to be fair, Burr's been friends with Conan for years. He was like a good guest on his show, so Conan's probably doing him a solid. But Bill on his own went off again on this topic.
Everybody can just, they release the bots so they can just keep it going. And
did you know
he's using like Rogan speak against us? You know what I mean? Like the stuff that people have talked about for years with cancel culture and all that stuff. He's using that against the people that are outraged in hopes that they'll be like, oh, we're canceling him. We're being hypocritical. Again, no one has canceled Bill Burr. I've not seen anyone boycotting his. Maybe they exist, but I can only tell you where I'm coming from and what I've seen. I haven't seen people trying to cancel his gigs. I haven't seen people trying to get him fired. I haven't seen people protesting or writing letters or fucking with his advertisers or anything. All I've seen are fans of his that are truly disheartened by this.
Yeah, no shit.
And he has just spit in their face every time he's addressed them.
Because there's like 25 comics that did this. So he can hide behind the fact that I wasn't the only one, which is fine. So the sponsors won't come after him.
Yeah.
But it's just the fans that are like,
he's the only one handling it this way. And it's embarrassing.
Did you have an inkling before you went to Riyadh? Did you or the other comedians have any sense that there'd be this kind of response when you got back?
No, I had no fucking idea. Because what was funny? One time I
thought I could just take my money and go on with my life. I didn't think anyone would find out about it.
Why do people care, dude?
By the way, this wasn't a publicized thing. I believe that because this was just like a post on Reddit where someone found the poster they used and was like, is this real? They're like, all these guys are performing for the Saudi Arabian government. And I thought it was like fake at first until Tim Dillon talked about it.
Right.
Person texts me, oh, you're going over there to get that blood money, right? And I go, hey, just for the record, I'm also doing London, England on that tour,
Shut
which is
the
arguably
fuck
the
up.
bloodiest fucking.
This is humiliating, the route that he takes.
God.
First of all, Bill, in London, you weren't hired by the royal family. It's also not 1580. Like he's trying to do this thing where it's like, well, every country has bad people, and I would say this, yes, because the people that I've seen defend Burr, and it's pretty rare, but the people that I've seen try to defend him say, hey, what about America? You don't think America does bad stuff? I think America does very bad stuff all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And I think if Bill Burr performed for Donald Trump or Joe Biden, I would say, boy, that's a little hypocritical, isn't it? Given Bill's stance on everything.
Mm-hmm.
If Bill Burr was at an event brought to you by Donald Trump or Joe Biden or Gavin McInnes or whoever the fuck, and was like, oh, no, I just won't bring up your administration. And I'll give you one other thing that I'm allowed to not talk about. I'll give you two rules, two things I'm not allowed to talk. Okay, I won't make fun of the Trump family or your administration. But
he would.
No big deal.
He would suck off Kamala Harris and Barack Obama for reasons we cannot get into.
Maybe he would. But But my thing with that is like, I'd still call him a fucking hypocrite. If he did a gig for them, or did a gig for fucking Jeff Bezos and Mark Zuckerberg, like if he was performing at Google's annual retreat, I would go, Bill, that's a little hypocritical, isn't it? So to now say like, oh, I was in London, Bill, you know the difference. You're being purposely disingenuous. I'm sure England has done horrible shit. I know America has done horrible shit. You know that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about the stuff actively going on for your business partners, the people that you were paid by. And we'll talk more about why certain charities couldn't accept the money that you were given, because it is in fact blood money.
As Big Dip points out in the chat, Bill Burr is coming off worse than Pete Davidson, who went and performed for the people that killed his dad.
Way worse. Pete Davidson went to his father's grave and took a big steamy piss on it. And we're all like, Pete, we'll get to you later. We're a little distracted with how crazy this man is acting.
So there's like that element of racism to it, where if brown people are doing it, it's fucked up. If white people are doing it, what are you talking about? You know, almost like sports. So, yeah, my team doesn't cheat. Your fucking team cheats. So, I mean,
it's exactly like it's like Spygate.
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah, this is Eric Mangini all over again. That's all this is.
I think the only countries I've ever played in that is clean money was New Zealand and I think Iceland. But then
Bill. I'm sorry. When you were coming up playing the Funny Bone, or you play fucking Symphony Hall here in or wherever you are, when you played the Wilbur, was the government paying you? What is this comparison? The government brought you over there for a propaganda event. They brought you over there to smile and go, all right, Bill, now go back and tell them how great our Chili's is and how it was one of the top 3 experiences of your life. They brought you over to fuel propaganda, and you did it with a smile on your face. When you play the Garden, it's not sponsored by Donald Trump. And if it was, people would give you shit for it.
He's acting like all the comics got paid by ticket sales.
do you know? Yeah, right. Exactly. Yeah, he had a door deal in Saudi Arabia. Are you familiar with the name Tony Hinchcliffe?
Yes.
Did anyone? I was tapped out of the news then, and you know I don't follow this politics stuff. Anyone have a problem when Tony Hinchcliffe performed at a rally for Donald Trump?
Not me.
I know you didn't, buddy.
That was pretty awesome.
But did anyone shit on him and call it really lame and question the entire state of comedy because Tony Hinchcliffe was performing at a Trump rally? I think people had an issue with it, even though Trump is white.
He was a news cycle for like 72 hours.
Yes.
Great.
Tony was worried for his life because he thought he might have changed the election.
I know.
Yeah, people had a problem with it, even when the candidates were white, Bill.
They have an app, a dating app that doesn't say, you know, if you're related, it's how. Because they're all part of the same thing over there. It's true.
Wait, that's not a joke.
That's not a joke. It's fucking true.
Yeah.
Look at you guys. Oh, now he's going after Iceland.
I think they're upset because you're diverting.
Wow, you start talking about Iceland. We asked you about Saudi Arabian blood money, and it talks about Iceland dating.
Yeah, I think they're a little annoyed at the smoke screen you're putting up. I've seen all the Reddit posts of people. I will have the same stance I had when we talked about like Theo Vaughn a few weeks ago. I don't know what's true. I wasn't there, but by some accounts, people got up and walked out when Bill started doing this. Like people left the Conan show because they were like, fuck this guy.
Really?
That's what people are reporting, yes.
Place I don't really quite know where it is. Next to England. Is that it? No, that's Ireland.
What happened to the guy? Whoa. Go back. What happened to the guy who doesn't read? I don't read anything. Don't trust what I say. What happened to that guy? Now he's only allowed to. The only people that are allowed to have political opinions are cartographers. You need to be well versed in maps in order to have an opinion. He's shaming people that don't know where Iceland is. And Craig, you're 100% right. The question was, how about this backlash you're getting over Saudi Arabia? These people can't point out Iceland on a map, and they have dating apps over there.
Ireland.
What?
place I don't really quite know where it is. Next to England. Is that it? No, that's Ireland. That's Isle of Man. That's fucking Iceland.
I'll tell you this. I definitely can't point out Iceland on a map. I can't see. So it'll be very difficult for me to point out anything on a map virtually.
It's gigantic and towards the top. Just
okay. Well, I'll just throw my finger up there, but likely I'll miss it because I don't see very well.
Mhm.
Why does that mean you can't answer me when I say, "Hey, Bill, you've made a career shitting on billionaires. Why did you take money from Saudi Arabian diplomats to go perform over there?" Why is that a bad question? Because I can't point to a map and go, "There's Iceland."
And all you had to say is, the money was too good.
The money was too good to pass up. Do like Louis. Like, hey, we thought we were doing something over there. I get David Cross's point and Mark Maron and all these people. I get why you wouldn't do it. I had my reasons for doing it. He would take a lot of shit. He wouldn't torch his career like this. He's ruining his reputation.
Yeah.
Like I said, he has enough fans that maybe he just continues on, but he has already canceled gigs. So
That's crazy.
yeah.
No, I'm part of I don't give a fuck what all these phony fucking people are saying. My thing is I go out to perform in front of fucking people, and like as I've been traveling the world, I want to see more of it. And the thing that I loved about going to these Arab countries is that their sense of humor, they're silly. They're really silly. And I'm a silly.
Yeah, they're wacky. Wacky. They said, "Come here, you son of a gun. We know that you love the company of a man in bed, and we're going to have to behead you for it. But let me do it in a gigantic bow tie and gigantic sunglasses. That'll be fun." Look at the tie spins, and it sprays water at you.
This is the
They're
last.
silly. They're silly over there. Coochie coo. They're silly geese, these Saudi Arabian diplomats.
Career impact. This is the last Bill Burr clip.
All right, we're going to put you in the guillotine. Waka, waka, waka.
I'm a silly person, and like Anchorman.
I'm a silly person. I'm a silly person just like them.
But like they don't fucking show that over here. So it's kind of fun to get a worldview by going like a little.
I mean,
more.
this is a South Park sketch. If you told Trey Parker and Matt Stone to write an infomercial for Saudi Arabia, it would be like, we don't understand how silly they are.
Those geese are silly.
I just like the idea of like them bringing in like a gay youngster, you know, someone who's caught fucking another man, and they bring him in to murder him. And he's like, "Do you have any final words, son?" And he's like, "I got to tell you, this process was a lot of fun. You guys made it really. I know these are my last moments, and I'm fine with that. I'm going out on top because this was a laugh riot while I was in here."
Then
but let me say one more thing. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what life is like in Saudi Arabia. I don't know what life is like virtually anywhere but here, really, because this is the only place I've lived. What I'm saying, Bill, is address the things that people have an issue with. Do they not? Are there no punishments for being gay? Are women's rights actually better than they are here? Are those lies? Because those are the things you haven't addressed. If he went over there and was like, "I got to tell you, I've never seen a gay group of fellas. These guys were fucking and sucking in the streets. I don't know what all the hullabaloo's about."
I want to know if Bill Burr goes on stage over there and opens by saying, "I'm a silly goose," if he survives the trip. Are you confident?
They're queer as $3 bills over there. They are. It's like the gay pride parade year round in Saudi Arabia. I don't know what all the bad press is about. Or are there real things? Is there real slavery? Or was Aziz lying, by the way? Because Aziz we'll play it in a minute. Aziz talks about slavery and things over there. Is Aziz lying? Because why would he acknowledge that if it wasn't true?
Let some talking head, then you just think it's machine guns and people saying all of that stuff. And it's like, I don't know. It was a really I was like buzzing after the show. That's what a good time it was. And all of these
what a lovely time. Hey, go out and be gay with no punishment.
I was able.
That was Bill's closer. All right, tip the wait staff and suck a cock in public.
You're not gonna believe it. I was able to get a grand slam at the Saudi Riyadh Denny's.
Didn't go and never will go. All they're ever going to see is, the machine guns. And if that's how you want to live, that's how you want to live.
Machine guns.
Now, what is this obsession with machine? We have machine guns here. All right. Craig is all right with it. I know for a fact.
Mm-hmm. Actually, proper machine guns, fully automatic, are not legal here.
Listen, I'm sure the way American life is portrayed in other countries, I'm sure is not accurate.
No.
But if a comedian that their entire life was talking about the infidels and how evil we are over here in America, like if that's a Saudi Arabian comic just trashing America all the time, and then is over here yucking it up with the Trumpster, I think he'd get a little flat. The Saudi Arabian people would be like, "What the heck is this? We believed in you."
Give a fuck, Conan. And if it affects my career, I've been to LAX enough in my life. I'll fucking sit home for a little bit.
He's willing to retire over this.
Oh.
He's saying I'm done with comedy for $1.6 million?
Crazy.
That is wild.
And
by the way, he hasn't once acknowledged that he got paid or where the money is going. Like, that's what people have an issue with. Not that you were physically there. It's that you took that money and put it in your bank account and now are portraying yourself as some sort of advocate of free speech when that was never even the intention of going over there. You've made that up after the fact. He's never acknowledged the money, never talked about donating it, never talked about what accepting that money means. That's the hypocritical part, Bill. I don't give a fuck that you were over there. Just like I'm not doing a segment on Chris DiStefano being over there because Chris DiStefano hasn't portrayed himself as anything other than what he is.
Go to blindmike.net for everything Blind Mike. Look at me. I did it. Kragers did it.